Hello, it is I, Bizarre Monkey. So, I've been doing a lot of work on this game that probably quite a few of you know about. Now, this game basically ceased all production when Intelligence 314's Clash was in production. After so long, it's been very refreshing to get back into the old style of things, even if it's quite new, because it's all made in MV now. Now, if you're wondering why I changed to MV, well, it's because it doesn't lag like fucking crazy. And, despite the possibility of lag in this video, I can assure you it's only because of the recording software, and not because of any actual lag in the game itself. So, what we're going to do is we're going to spawn the Soul Catcher. Now, you might notice if we look down here, all the weapons are now available to use, and 2 new ones. And technically, because the Impetus and Shuriken have been rolled into one, it's actually 3 new weapons. Actually 4, shit. I must have rolled a couple others together. Anyway, so let's start with the shotgun because it's an old classic and it's one of the first weapons you experience in the game. As you can see, it's pretty punchy. You might also notice that I can fire very fast. Now the reason for this is because I've actually started using an event spawner instead of having every single event on the same map. In fact, there are no projectile events on this map at all. Now, this new weapon here, which is where the Zodiac went, or the bomb that you could throw, this is now rolled into a new weapon, which actually has a primary and an alternate fire. So I'll spawn another Soul Catcher. Now, its primary fire, which is just done by standing still, is the typical, typical Zodiac thing, except it now goes a bit further and it's a roller mine. However, if you're moving with you can actually charge forward and do a sort of punch thing, and it is quite fun to do. And you see you actually get a bit of a shadow of yourself, which does, which tags along. So that's where that all comes in. Now, Orbs of Annihilation, basically the same as usual, but yeah, they're pretty cool. And they have a nice beta effect now. Now, yeah, this does have a fairly long cooldown, just like before, and it also costs one of the most amount of most things in the game. Ow. That's another thing I need to fix. So basically, you see that corpse there, I should actually not be touching that, because it's really dangerous. And the reason for that is because, unlike before where I could have comments and base things on event pages, I now have to do it all in the event note tag, which is just the way the system for this system, the program for this system was built. But we'll worry about that later. Now, evidently, as we get further on into this, it's going to get a bit more dangerous as we have more red glowing thorns around. So that's another Soul Catcher. Now, this is the sword. That's basically what it's called. I haven't really thought out a better name for it yet, but you also might notice I'm taking a lot less damage from these Soul Catchers than you usually do. That isn't because they've been nerfed, it's because the health bars are actually now 200 HP rather than 100. This also goes to the round, which is why I can actually use weapons with quite great efficiency over a long stretch of time. However, because weapons can be fired so much faster now, as such, you really won't notice that much of a difference. Okay, I finally hit it with that. Now, that's not easy to hit these ones with. If you're fighting really slow mobs like Dread Things, just edging back each time and hitting them with those, it can be really easy way to deal with them, at least until you get the Warthog's Cleaver. Now, here's the rifle. Now you have to be careful with this one because what it will actually do is when you use it, it will actually freeze your position. This is to avoid a bug and also to make it feel like a sniper rifle. It's only very temporary, but it does have a thing that does that. So you do have to be careful when lining it up. Now for some reason there's a bit of a hit detection error with this. Some of these squares hit are fine, but some do not. I'm not sure what the deal is, but yeah. I haven't made a new game over screen yet either, but don't worry, that will come in good time. Right now, we're focusing on the mechanic side of things. As you can see, I've been doing that pretty much all lately. Now, here's the Orthodox Cleaver. It's basically the same as before, does a lot of damage, and actually lasts on the field a bit of time. In fact, because she wasn't charging, she actually endured 2 frames of it, and gypped herself. It's a bit faster now too. It still costs just as little mana, but of course it's close range. So, do use caution. Now, the next weapon along is of course the Black Death. Now, unlike before, you could only have 3 of these on the field at a time due to map restrictions. Because we're using a spawner now, we can actually have several on the field at once. In fact, so many, it would actually be... Yeah. As you can see, the spawning technology we've adapted, thanks to Garb and also Omega 7, has been greatly beneficial to this game's progress. And with that many shurikens on the map and no lagging at all, I think you can get a picture of why we've moved to MV by now. Now here's the Reckless's Blade. I just put that like an idiot. But this is basically the same as before, except now it has a cool fade in it. Just a cool little animation on it. So, now here's one of the new weapons, one of the other new weapons. This one is brand new. This was an idea by Fruby actually, so major props to him for being a cool guy and thinking of this idea. Now this is a big, it was originally a spear type weapon, it probably will still be, but right now this is the only way I can really think of to innovate in a way that weapon has done before. Now they're quite damaging, but they are sort of hard to hit with if you're not skilled. I've been having too much fun practicing with it. Now the last weapon, which I'll look at now, is the Repulsor. Now the Repulsor is pretty dangerous against soul catchers because they don't really stay in your proximity for long. Against Shred Pigs, it's a godsend because they just slowly walk up to you with no care in the world for their own survival or self-sustainability. But soul catchers, they are actually quite dangerous to try to rely on. But basically, what it does, and it's best shown standing still, is that it summons a thing around you, and you can summon these as many times as you like. But they aren't very good for dealing with soul catchers, so I'll just give this a go with the bullets. Okay, so there's basically the 8 weapon types. You also notice when I was playing this, I wasn't using much, but you can shadow dash, just like before. I've already shown that off in previous videos. And now I feel, even though we're up to 7 minutes, I should talk about some of the systems. Now, I've been looking to a fair few scripts, and some of them will be really good for this game. For example, Yanfly's Slippery Tiles and Yanfly's Smart Jump. Now, those won't be enabled for like virtually any of the game, except for the parts where they're used, and such parts will be on grind rails. See, with Slippery Tiles, which will basically force movement in one direction, and a jump script, we can basically make grind rail systems like you might see in games such as Ratchet & Clank, as a perfectly excusable example. There's also a lot more plans for other sort of gimmicks, and I can't really go into much yet because I've forgotten a lot of the scripts I got. But one such thing you will notice is that when I fire the Black Death, regardless of where I am, it will actually jump back and return to me. And the reason for this is because I now have another script that will let me just basically have jump commands which aim for the player. Now these aren't entirely reliable when you're running around like I am, but it does give a good idea of what you can expect from the future of this game. So the good news is that all the weapons now are working and functional, and they're very fun. They're all quite fun. The one I would say is an exception is this thing, but that is because it's essentially a thing to deal with Demezin, which if you play Perseverance Adherence, you fear them all too well. Now the sword, I might actually have to work on it a bit. It's very fast, but it's also very demanding of attention to where you're at. And also because it only goes one square in front of you, if you're walking and you're doing it, which tends to be the case because you do get direction fixed a bit, it can be very sloppy. But other than that, I'm sure it will be quite fun when I actually get to releasing it. The Lich Reaper, as we've already discovered, has a bit of a detection issue with its boxes. I'm going to fix that as soon as I can. All the other weapons seem to be so far completely working and in good order. And these are very fun to use well. Now for some reason, sometimes the bottom one doesn't fire, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. It has a very long cooldown, as to be expected. And I'm going to look into what's causing that bottom one not to fire. There should be 8 going on my character, one at each 4 diagonals and one at each popular and diverters. But we'll worry about that another time. The point is that that's only going to take a little bit for me to fix. But now you can see that we've got quite a good amount of stuff going into this game, and I really look forward to working more. This has been Bizarre Monkey, and I'll see you for the next God knows how long vid, when I make some more substantial progress on this game. Till then,